man.
no.
So you got to let him take that crack when he does. Beautifully done from Walco.
Oof,
Also,
yeah.
that nade was so chunky that despite the fact that that Walco got 4 kills, Hex still gets 176 damage. Walco only has like 220 damage on that, even though he kills all 4 with headshots, because that was such a chunky nade.
Didn't even need the body shots. He just went straight for the heads. And looking at the buy up here for paiN, they didn't get the bomb plant, but they still go for the 4-sub. It's going to be 3 Tech 9s, a Deagle, and a P250. paiN Gaming, over the last 5, are undefeated here on Dust2. 5-0 with a plus 42 round differential. And one of those wins, of course, as we mentioned in the pregame, was against Carpe Diem, and it was pretty convincing. Right now, though, it's a good start for Carpe Diem. Wiz is on the scout. He is going to fire away at a target he saw go near Xbox, but nothing doing in terms of connecting on that. It looks like paiN are going to set up for a pop out of mid here.
Smokes up. They threw these smokes in the pistol, kind of. They're a little more disjointed, but this provides a lot of cover. They want to get close with those Tech 9s. Smoke down. This isn't going to stop them. This isn't even going to slow them down. You got to be ready for them to come through, and indeed they're doing so, but CLASIA's just killed 2, and this one's looking kind of over, isn't it? It's looking very over, John.
It's extremely over. So this is going to be Carpe Diem taking a 2-0 lead against paiN. The first 2 rounds have been exactly what we've seen from Carpe Diem up until this point in the playoffs. And kind of like what we were talking about in the pregame was how successful Carpe Diem have been at making the playoffs. But not only that, this is their 3rd time in the lower bracket finals since joining Premier, or ECL, right? Season 36 in Premier, they made it there, lost to the Bad News Bears. And in Season 38, they lost to the Party Astronauts. Is the 3rd time a charm here for Carpe Diem?
They have a habit of losing to the victors, and so far they've only lost to MIBR, so maybe that anoints them at this point. Utility damage is going to be good, and CLASIA to make the ump work. Lesser of SMGs is still finding home on unarmored opponents. Why not? Now they're burning some alive. It's another nothing round doing for paiN, and it's a cleanup for CLASIA. 3 kills for him. There's 4 SMG kills in this round. There were 4 SMG kills in the last. Actually, I think one of them came in with a Molotov, so I won't quite count that.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
That's a lot of money being stacked early in 2 rounds where you haven't taken a casualty. There's only been 1 kill for paiN so far this game. That was Walco in the pistol round.
And that was only because they were trying to let Walco get the ace. If they didn't, they probably could have kept everyone alive throughout that round, right?
This is one of those times where, like, if you're paiN, you're saying, oh, well, it's just the first round. It doesn't matter. But there's that thought in the back of your head where, like, hey, okay, yeah, but like, come on, we could shoot them sometimes. Yeah? It never feels good to just get blanked.
No. You always want to have something built up, even if you're losing in the opening rounds, and paiN hasn't had anything. Smoke's going to get tossed on forward here by paiN to block off visibility. Or excuse me, that was thrown by Carpe Diem.
It's nuts too, right? Because now you have the ideal bonus round. Their bank is insane. So they just do damage in this round, even if they don't ultimately win it. If they can keep it close, they're immediately going to have a bike. And that SMG escapes, and what a peek from Walco. Trop's been lost elsewhere, but that's the rifle making its presence felt, and Walco might have to put in some serious work here to finish. This could be critical. He's tagged. Can't go for that re-peek. He doesn't have utility to keep himself safe, and without a player out so long, there's no one to throw a flash for him. This is a tough spot, but he'll still pass. He'll still get that kill and be able to withdraw. That's a huge missed opportunity for paiN to punish.
Absolutely, and now it's a man advantage for Carpe Diem. Again, on their bonus round. This is all looking great. Hardzao, who I did mention in the pregame, he is a player that Carpe Diem are going to have to shut down. He's capable of dropping 20 without breaking a sweat. And now he's going to peek around the corner from long. Clears out Car with the Molotov, but that will give information to Carpe Diem. Check out what's happening towards long. Doesn't appear as though they want to show face, though, because you have Hex tucked in elevator and Walco behind single box. Walco comes out. There's the 3rd, and he's going to possibly get a 4th here. Austin.NEKiZ gets 1, but Bigu drops Walco. That makes it a 2v1, potentially clutchable for Bigu, but the swing comes from CLASIA, but Bigu hits the headshot. What a flick by him, leaving only Wiz in a 1v1 with the scout. Bigu watching ramp. Yeah, he's going to go for the pistol, but he can't hit Bigu. It was low HP. What a clutch from Bigu's era. who gets the 3K and puts paiN on the board.
I think CLASIA maybe overplayed his hand there just a little bit, right? Trying to chase in the kill, trying to catch the player before he comes off the bomb. But biguzera is just so quick to read and react to the situation. I understand the play, right?
Yep.
But still, this one comes down to a 1v1 clutch. Only one player survives, and we talked about how for Carpe Diem, since they had that insane bonus round, keeping it close was fine. You see the effect here. There's no money for paiN. There's a full buyout for Carpe Diem, and they've got some cash to spare.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, I took the words right out of my mouth because paiN are going to have so little here. All 5 players below $200 except for PKL at $14.50 versus Carpe Diem. You know, if they come out and take this one, their economy will start to build up quite effectively once more. Yes, Mike.
I'm trying to figure out how this worked out for PKL. Did someone drop for him? Because he has the full util as well and the spare capital.
Someone must have dropped utility, yeah. Not
he doesn't
everyone
have
had
a
utility
kill, so it's not like he's got that kill reward going on. Either way, CLASIA is dead already. That's a nice start. There's Walko on out. It's a very nice start for paiN. Now they've got this mid presence, and they've got all of the numbers working in their favor. Wiz is going to try and pull off a play here. Is he going through this smoke? There's a player past the doors. He doesn't realize. He doesn't realize. He's a dead man. He's a dead man, and indeed he is. A little bit of damage from Chop, but this round's over, and Hex just has to find a cheeky spot to save, or he'll swing. That's ill-advised.
He's just going to fight. Okay, I think he's backing off now, but the thing is, you've given away your position, so paiN's probably going to chase him down. And Hex, perhaps realizing that, says, okay, I'm just going to find a little corner and tuck myself into it and hope for the best. Time ticking away on this bomb. I mean, it will be paiN's round to pick up a second. Question is, can Carpe Diem walk into it with an A1S, some utility, and a kit, or nothing? Next week's round, he gets the info, and he will drop biguzera. Thing is, he's down to 7 HP now, and I think paiN are going to hunt for blood. Yeah, they're going all in on this.
If he just sits pit, he's fine. If he sits pit, he's fine. I think he's fine either way. Because they don't have money, right? So they can't really throw guns away. So he will get through with this gun.
They seem like they wanted to, but...
Yeah, it's paiN. Of course they do. Of course they want to. But that's the moment. That last kill is the moment where they're like, okay, we really should stop.
Yes, keep the AKs in your hands. Now, here's a head-to-head I wanted to bring up here. It's Wiz versus Nithon. And in terms of impact so far, Nithon has the edge in these playoffs, averaging 0.34 sniper frags per round versus Wiz, who I mentioned has been quiet, only 0.26 op frags per round, which is almost a 0.10 difference between the two oppers.
Wiz has definitely been quieter of late in general, right?
Yeah.
I would say his, individual ranking maybe hasn't been the bestest. It's been all right. But we'll see. He does have these moments, right? I'm always reminded of that Dust2 game.
The overtime?
Against, where he dropped 70 in like 63 rounds against High Coast at the time. That was, I'll never forget that magic, right? And he had something like 110 kills over the series. So I know he could come alive, but this time it's going to be Nithon to find the opener. That's the rifle out of play. He'll be able to retrieve that. Now he puts it into great effect. Instant trade, though, but the Deagle finds home. And it's getting risky. It's getting very risky indeed. It's all down to PKL. The leader himself has to do it. The bomb is dropped. He's got no smoke. He's just going to have to do this. He hasn't pressed the board just yet, but now he will. One more time. Should know Chop's down here. Certainly does now. He's got the line. Eventually he'll have to plan, but Chop's going to come out and fight him, and PKL, patient as always, sees it through.
The thing is, I mean, these have been some tough round victories for paiN, right? I mean, in 2 of the 3 rounds, they've only come out of it with 1 player alive.
Yeah.
Versus Carpe Diem, who, are obviously they're losing the rounds, but still, they're doing the damage economically, and they're able to set themselves up for much better full-on buy-ups. Yeah.
Hides out going to the scope here is okay, I don't have a kill yet. Let's make this a little easier for myself, perhaps, in this engagement. So the Krieg is out. Interesting choice from Hides out as he tries to crack one through. What's interesting is we've now had 2 situations. We'll talk about it in a second. Come through with a fast play. They isolate a player. There's the trade. But, well, now they're a man up. And the bomb's been delivered on in. A smoke will be cast to perhaps retrieve that, but they've got to be wary about the spam. And Nithon coming around. The op's not ideal in this situation. And indeed, Chop's just collecting. All right. Okay, Carpe Diem wash out any of the issues that they've had so far by just dominating in this round, and it's going to be tough for paiN to even get back into that bomb.
Yeah, you know, one criticism we had in the past for Carpe Diem than RBG, Mike, was that their mid-rounds weren't good. Once things started to go wrong in the initial play, everything started to fall apart for Carpe Diem. So, but now it feels like they recover. They're doing well. You know, they're not losing their
Yeah.
focus or faith mid-round.
They've gotten so much better about it. We
Yeah.
talked about it, how that was the next corner for them to turn, right? The next thing to solve their plateau. And it does feel like, in general, they've got a better feel for it. And Walco, in particular, obviously, is the in-game leader, deserves a lot of credit for that. The thing that I was going to say earlier, before paiN Gaming rudely interrupted my point by going fast, was we've now had two 2v1 situations where Carpe Diem haven't waited for each other. They haven't waited to play it together, right? That last one, you have PKL. He gets swung from catwalk, and then the player comes out from CT, but with enough space in between that they're not peeking together. If they double peek that, I don't think he can win that fight.
No, you're right.
And then in the previous round, you also had a situation where CLASIA chased to try and prevent the plant, gave up his life, and then you had Wiz trying to come back in just with the scout and the pistol. So maybe a little bit of over-eagerness for Carpe Diem when they know they have these death blows potentially on the line. But if they can settle in and take care of those issues, I mean, that's now been two situations that realistically they probably should have won.
Yeah, and one in a pistol round, right? So, you know, I can kind of forgive them for that one. Definitely CLASIA swinging around aggressively onto the site was also, you have to consider, you did mention it, you know,
it made sense.
Trying to go for that quick play.
It made sense in the micro, but it's still, we've seen a couple of those moments. I don't think it's inexcusable, but I do think it's something that can be ironed out. Hardzal, obviously having just sat on the Krieg in that round, he still got it, but do you really want to put guns around it? paiN's in that awkward spot where their economy is going to get weird.
Yeah. And also, another weird thing here for paiN is that Hardzal is not on the board at all.
Goose egg.
Yeah, I mean, he has been the player they have gone to, you know, to rely on all that fragging power. This time, with him quieting down, someone else is going to have to step up. Bigu's always been up to the task, too, and even NEKiZ, so we'll see. I mean, Bigu is leading the board at 6. Wiz has got the op back in his hands and decides to put it away and pull out the flashbang instead. Probably set up his teammates to push from Cat, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Good peek coming through. paiN not showing face just yet. Walco, oh, pulls out utility, and he gets lucky to get away from that fight without going down because Hardzal was ready and waiting as he peeked around mid. So mid control gained by paiN. We'll see if CLASIA's position up close and personal against these doors will play to his advantage.
Is that the first moment they've realized it's a Krieg? Right? I don't think they saw the rifle in the last round, right?
I don't think they did.
Pop off a shot?
He might have fired, but I don't recall.
So I think this is the first moment where they're like, he has a Krieg? All right. How do we adjust to this? This could potentially... Oh, this is going to be bad if he goes through. Swing it with a scope like that with CLASIA up close. He knows Chop's on the other side, right? So the temptation is going to be there. But no, they think better of it. They think better of it. That's the correct call. Seems like this is just going to be a death ball on towards the B site. This one smoke presumably sets up a little bit of carpet to roll out on. Wiz is positioned with that AWP, so if they peek him without that smoke, kind of goners. But here it comes. One piece of util. Gonna make it work for him. Molly's gonna go past it, so they're not even gonna get to use this smoke, and that stings. Oof.
I mean, what do you do here? 21 seconds? Are they still gonna even go?
Yeah, they're gonna go. Pull the trigger. Pull the trigger.
Yeah,
pull the trigger.
not?
Just try. Just try. Pull the trigger. Chop, there's one. A lineup for Chop. They do deal with Wiz, but that one gun's down, and that's it. That's all she wrote.
Oof. I mean, there's really not much you can do there. Perfect pacing of the utility by Carpe Diem. Op, yeah, not going to be recovered here for Wiz at the very least, so that's something for paiN to take away from him. But yeah, here's the lineup. You're going to see it again from Chop, and then CLASIA comes in to deal the killing blow with Chop as well. So Carpe Diem restore their 2-round lead, looking to make it 3, but paiN Gaming are going to walk into this one with 3 AKs, the Tech 9, and the Galil, and about half the usual utility, maybe a little above that. Hardzal comes out with the HE, tosses that towards long, but it's not going to connect on anyone, and really no long control gone for here by paiN. They're playing 2 players outside of long doors, and 2 more that are going in towards mid, trying to go for a boost, in fact, to see something over the tip of that smoke, and a nade's going to connect on Nithon and Bigu. So early damage goes the way of Carpe Diem.
This is actually even more one-sided than it looks when you consider that 2 of the rounds that paiN converted required 1v2 clutches.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely coming out a little soft here for paiN, which isn't something we expect from them in general, especially not in their Dust2. But, I mean, we knew Carpe Diem was going to be here to play. We knew they were going to be bringing the Thunder early. It's just a question of what paiN Gaming we would see, but it seems like Carpe Diem are continuing their form from the last 2 nights, and paiN Gaming, maybe not so much.
Well, I mean, we can't forget that regardless of Carpe Diem having a losing record on Dust2 over the last 3 months at 2-3 with a -2 round differential, they did pull off 14 against MIBR here, losing 16-14. And that
What was that?
NEKiZ
What was that?
Team
What was
kill
that?
on Hartzell.
What?
Hartzell finds Hex.
NEKiZ? What? They'd already cleared him. It wasn't even like it wasn't like they both flicked and sprayed. No, they killed the player, and then NEKiZ flicked and sprayed and killed Hartzell. What?
Delayed reaction, perhaps.
Oh my goodness. That's that is not good. What? And they fluffed the run boost.
Oh no.
Oh
paiN.
no. Team play at an all-time low here. They will get past it finally. Second attempt on the run boost works out. And they have a man advantage. Okay, now a 2. This should actually turn into a save. So it's going to be okay. No harm, no foul, unless CLASIA kills everybody. Yeah, no, this is no longer safe territory. This is getting interesting now. Wiz stuck in CT is going to be really hard-pressed to actually help out. That's the problem. Got the passage. CLASIA, despite being tagged up, he still gets the kill. Player out towards Catwalk. Wiz has worked his way towards Elevator. Big Uzera can shut this down, but he knows he's being pressured from the site, and Wiz will get that shot. How does he do it?
Oh no.
They're just going to hop on the defuse. It's not planning for Cat, is it? No, it's not. They've got the kill. Do they have the time? They do indeed.
Yes.
That's going to be Carpe Diem bringing back a 2v4.
Wow. Look, I mean, CLASIA didn't have save on his mind
Sheesh.
for a second. He's like, I have a flashbang. I'm throwing it over, and I'm going for this peak. And yes. Sorry.
As he has the positioning out towards long, right? No one's watching it. As soon as he gets that, it's like, okay, never mind. We're in.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, no one, like you mentioned, no one watching. He caught the player blindsided and then charged right on forward. Wiz from a very tough position, let's not forget. And a tough angle hits that shot on the player behind the double boxes on site. So that is really nice work from Wiz. And then obviously the last player at Cat gets cleaned out by the 2 remaining Carpe Diem members. That was a 2v4
Yeah.
that Carpe Diem pulled back. And, you know, even though it ended up being a 2-man advantage for paiN, we were talking about it throughout the round. It didn't feel like paiN necessarily deserved it with the way they had been playing and the way they had been maneuvering.
I mean, TK, not ideal. paiN are really starting a little bit limp here.
I mean, no question.
Yeah, it's not good. They're looking disjointed. It's a weird one. Now they're going to make a play through towards mid. Smokes are down. They've thrown the smokes a lot, so it sort of telegraphs exactly what they're going to do in terms of rushing towards deep from mid. This is awkward. CLASIA does get 1. A bit more. This is going to get a little bit weird. Damage is done. Advantage still for Carpe Diem. The rifles have been picked up, but now they're going to try and plant. Walko doesn't want to let it happen. Getting a bit ahead of themselves here, not playing together, and it falls apart. They keep trying to chase on in. 3 individual fights. You're in a 3v2 going back in towards B, but they're in such a rush to try and get back through. They play into paiN's hand.
Yeah, that was very disjointed. I think it goes back to the issues you talked about, Mike, in the 2v1s where they weren't playing together. That was a 3v2, and they were not playing together. They were each going for individual battles when they could have peeked out and gone to that site as a unit. So, yeah, both teams having problems. I think Carpe Diem a little less so than paiN right now, but you don't want to give paiN any opportunity to get back into a match because they will make you pay for that. And they're going to send 3 players towards long A right now, a couple of them outside of the B tunnels, but Carpe Diem are on pretty much a full-on save aside from the op that CLASIA has in his hands. It's going to be 3 USPs, the B250, and the big green. Was that bought up into the round?
I believe it was. CLASIA down to $100.
Wow.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
That's a weird one. And it's a glass cannon with no utility at all.
Would you say it's a not normal one?
I would, yes, indeed, say that's a not normal decision. I can't believe Hex said that last night.
I'm just going to clip that and put it as a response to every like Carpe Diem article from now on. Anything that happens with CLASIA, the number 1 response just has to be that. It's too good. It's too good, folks. If you don't know what we're talking about, go watch Hex's interview from last night.
Please. Not normal or not, he's doing incredibly on the
Where's
score.
the op?
We'll get back
It's
to
here.
it, though. It's on Cat. Yeah, he's not going to connect
Shot
with the
missed.
shot. And
Oh!
that's the second chance.
All right.
I can't believe it.
Okay. Okay. If that second shot hits, I'm in. Game. I'm here for it. They need someone there for the
Next,
elevator
he hits.
boost. They're trying to do the Cooley shot here. That's not working out so well. Oh, it's a dink. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm starting to get a little nervous here. No, it's all right.
It's fine.
It's fine.
All good. Yeah, Walco can't really do much of anything very good.
And he's dead.
Yeah. All right. Well, paiN Gaming get a couple in a row after, honestly, it felt like Carpe Diem could have taken control this half. They really let it slip through their fingers. And CLASIA goes for the risky buy-up of the op, gets the first, but only connects on a body shot through the box for his second. That was not nearly enough. And you're going to see CLASIA having to settle for only a P250 into this round because of the risk they took in that previous round.
It's interesting as well, because Wiz actually did have money to drop over a rifle if he wanted to play with a rifle instead of an AWP, but they emphasized the AWP, and I am really wondering whether that was a team-sanctioned decision or whether it was a yeet-op buy. We'll have to ask if we get an interview afterwards. Obviously, they have to win for us to do that, but I'm a little curious about if that was a yeet moment decision.
I mean, it could have been, because CLASIA is a player known to kind of go off on those individual attempts, you know, not only in terms of his play, but in terms of his buy-ups.
Done it a time or two. It's interesting they leave him as the B anchor, considering how little he has to work with. Some utility at the very least to slow things down, but I think this might be a gamble play from Carpe Diem, where if it turned into a quick B hit, they were just going to cut bait real quick. Walco has gone up mid. That's the bomb. Big Uzera left exposed. Back out of long. This could get awkward. CLASIA pushes in, but that's just to set up Chop coming in from underpass.
Perfect.
They bait with the P250, and it is exactly that, John. It's perfection. The long's going to be the play. I'll be a little bit disjointed. The question is, what can Hex do from behind these boxes? He's got to really keep people off the smoke. Are they going to clear it? Oh, this could be bad. This could be really bad. Molotov to force them in. There's one. This is looking good for Carpe Diem. paiN Gaming stumped a little bit here. And once that smoke fade, this is going to get very difficult to play with a boost over. That's a bit bold. Hex has been chilling here the whole time, and he'll get cleared out. Nighthawk putting in work, but only so much before he is cut low. Wiz can't overplay this. He's sticking around in the smoke, trying to buy that time to allow his teammate to come through, but he'll eventually make the move, and that AWP strikes true, so it's a good thing they emphasized it. What a round for Carpe Diem to get back on track.
That was also, we saw that briefly, the bait that CLASIA put on to set up Chop for that frag. Nython, a great effort at the end, but after that opener, I think Carpe Diem really held the ground over on that A site in order to pick up a 7th. And again, they return to a 2-round lead. The thing is, paiN will have enough to buy up into this round with 3 AKs, a Galil, and the op. And speaking of CLASIA, he really has been a difference maker for Carpe Diem. He's the top frag for them throughout the playoffs, 169 frags, 21.4 frags per map on average, and an 85.5 ADR, actually tied with Hex at that number. And in terms of 3 kill plus rounds, CLASIA has 13 of them, 2 of them aces, 1 on round 11 of Overpass versus Strife, and 1 on round 16 of Inferno against Game & Gladiators. But look at the action happening here. It trades back and forth. Bigu gets a nice pick indeed towards mid. And, well, it's going to be 4v4 now as that mid-to-B smoke is thrown by paiN Gaming. It could distract Carpe Diem, because I don't think Carpe Diem have visibility anymore towards mid. They do not, so they have to be careful with these rotations.
Here's the thing, though, right? They should have this read already. If it's not 2 mid smokes, they're not going B. It's not that weird little sandwich smoke thing they've been throwing to allow the players to get close. I don't think they're going B. I'm just gonna say this. If they do it with 1 smoke at any point in this map, I'll be a little bit surprised. paiN Gaming have, I think they got a tell on that one. I think they've got a tell. Walco.
Maybe.
Waiting for him from the ramp. Needs to do some damage here if his team's going to have a chance in this one. It could be chunky, but he needs the kills. And it's actually not chunky at all. They dodge almost all of that damage. He's in a tough way. He's down for the count. This could turn into a save. Oh. Hex the next critical piece if they're going to hold on. It's come from here, but Chop's already out, so they are kind of committed into this. He's out in the open, out into elevator.
Okay.
And he has found the first.
Yeah.
So now they're in. Now they're going for it. They do have kits. Not a lot of utility, but here's the attempt. There's the single flash lane to get them around the corner. They're up the ramp. Zera makes it work. Wiz a little bit of ending damage. This would take some heroics with the AWP, and he's trying to get lucky. He's rolling the dice right now. He's trying to get something ridiculous, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I would say you should be saving the op if you're Wiz, but from the position he was in, there was really no path to a save. If he starts running towards CT, he gets spotted out. If he goes towards long, he'll get spotted. So we had to try and do something, get some damage in, but it wasn't going to happen. So paiN Gaming cut the lead to 1 once more. And looking at the buyout for Carpe Diem, in fact, they could have gone for a save here. Instead, they force up to get 3 scouts, 2 of them peeking towards mid, trying to find those players in dark. And well, they will get another opportunity. And PKL gets tagged, maybe a headshot. Oh. Yes, Chop connects to the head of Nathan. And that's a 5v4 and a very strong one here for Carpe Diem, considering how low PKL has gotten. Bomb is still down. Right outside of T-spawn here as well for paiN, as they're still looking for a path in, an opening frag, poking and prodding, maybe going to head towards long, I mean, which is kind of free and clear for the take-in, but Valko's watching it with the scout on his side.
It is interesting to see Carpe Diem go for many more of these riskier buys, these more aggressive plays. And the influence of CLASIA early, because this has been a team traditionally that liked a little bit more stability in their rounds, if you will.
I don't mind it, because we haven't seen it happen consistently. It's just been on occasion they're going for these riskier buy-ups, and that's another thing they need to go for. You can be that team that never takes a risk and always plays it by the book, but you won't necessarily find the success against those who might be at an advantage against you.
Now here's the thing. If this turns into a long fight, 2 scouts towards A, long fight, that gets tough. Scout can be so deadly from this angle. And there you're going to see it. Walko finds one. Drops a player. There's one of the high HP players as well. There's 2 more who've been tagged. NEKiZ spot, but he might think that's the only scout. That's actually the far away one. They realize Walko's still here on the box. Now they do.
What a transfer.
And NEKiZ just holds mouse 1, and eventually Walko peeks. Uh-oh. It's falling apart here. There are still 2 vulnerable players. 2 players with a low HP. But Chop's so far back. Peeks and swings in towards ramp, thinking that certainly there can't be another scout, but the problem is he's already found a headshot. So is this the round where they're saving now?
Calling it off or not?
CLASIA's Poco sticking for a little bit more. Now Chop's been lost, so this has to be a ripcord pull.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot to take into the next round, but considering they're going to have no money, it is something.
Yeah, a little bit of an engagement at the end there, but neither player will fall, and paiN Gaming tie it up at 7-7. So this 15th final round will determine who walks into the second half with the edge. But yeah, that got scary for paiN. Honestly, felt like Carpe Diem was going to pull it off, and you have this transfer from NEKiZ in the perfect spray control. It doesn't get better than that. As paiN are, yeah, I mean, they're going to have a full-on buy-up here up against Carpe Diem, who are on another force because they forced up in the previous round.
It's a phenomenal recovery from paiN. It felt like they just stayed steady and maybe even settled in a little bit. Meanwhile, Carpe Diem started to take some risks and maybe misplay some situations where they had advantages.
It goes back to the 3v2 for me. I mean, they went for 3 1v1s against 2 paiN Gaming players who hadn't even planted the bomb yet. So it was just a complete misplay from them.
Yep, that was a critical round. Multiple lost, you know, 1vx situations where you weren't the one. That's no good. Chop does find the first in this round. Done a lot of damage. 16 kills so far is pretty bonkers. Wiz has been tagged. He's got a scout, so he doesn't need to have health. Just needs to click heads. Forehead.
Wiz is lucky to be alive, honestly. I thought that was lined up.
I think it hit him through the box.
Yep. Had to.
All right, paiN Gaming have got this long control. It's all they've got. If anyone pushes up mid, they're going to find a lot of real estate. But that hasn't happened just yet. Now paiN will eventually trundle on through up towards the site. I think they're a little closer than they are. Resmoke goes in here. They've got another one. Certainly they're going to deploy it. Oh, this could get weird. Hexed finds a kill over the smoke. Knows that there was another player boost up. Now they throw the second smoke. This is awkward. This is very awkward. They are past hexed. It's okay. I'll need to get the reload in. There's a tag on the NEKiZ. 5 players still up for Carpe Diem with the SMGs. If these players get tagged up by scouts, they're going to be very vulnerable to those MP9s. Here comes the retake. Bomb ticking away now. Long control still had, but Chop is on the flank. Chop might need to accelerate this one. Try and clear out this long position. If he can find Nithon. Return policy is done. Nithon has to focus back through, so the timing is there now. Nithon gets one. Biguzera another. It's all onto Biguzera, and that long play may not be needed. Indeed, it isn't.
Jumping.
Chop doesn't have to do much of anything in this round, apart from the opening kill.
Yeah, nice jumping headshot coming through from Hex there, Mike. Ooh, boy.
There you go. There you go. A little bit of spice back the other way for Carpe Diem. That one's a brawl, but paiN do bring it close as we head to our halftime break. I muted my microphone. I was doing this whole great bit, John. I was doing this. You could hear it. You could hear it. I muted my mic out the stream. All right, you guys don't get the bit. It didn't happen. It never happened, folks. What is happening is that Carpe Diem have taken long control for free, and they're set up for a little bit of an 8-take. paiN Gaming set to play retake, perhaps. Nithon, the only one who can currently contest, of these 3 guys in mid, could rotate pretty quick. And okay, Nithon gets his bell rung. I'll make this a little trickier. The cavalry is on its way, but for now, that cavalry is just Hards out. It's a one-horse show. And that's not so good as this bomb's going down.
Yeah. Well, for the raid boss in this round with the P250 and the armor. CLASIA, is he going to spot the player? He doesn't. NEKiZ hits the jumping USP headshot. Makes it a 4v4. Now Hex from Zeus gets 1, not the second. And then NEKiZ gets 2. That's going to make it only 1 player standing. Wiz, he has to clutch this one out. The bomb is going to be stuck because it's not planned for Wiz. He's trying to come around and deal the killing blow against NEKiZ, and he does. Does he have time to get Bigu? It's going to be down to the 1.
Oh, no!
He does get the kill, but he can't prevent the defusal. paiN tie it up.
What an exciting pistol round.
Yeah.
Carpe Diem get all the early kills, all the early momentum, but then the 3-man swing back in on the retake is just merciless. These kills all come in the same moment. Feel sorry for our observer trying to catch that action. Brutal there. And then Wiz, just 1 second too shy.
I think he missed the jump too. So, oh man.
Better hit those KZ
so
maps.
Close. Yeah.
You're a kayak, right? Isn't that the...
A kayak?
Picture yourself like a kayak. You said kayak or canoe? I think you said kayak. The Launders metaphor. Have you not seen the KZ video? It's great.
No.
Well, this round's got nothing doing for Carpe Diem. It's all paiN, all the way.
Yeah, easy peasy anti-eco there for paiN Gaming. Carpe Diem despite the fact they got the bomb plant in that first round, did not go for a force buy. So they want to get that full-on buy up here in round number 3 of this second half. And that means they're going to have full utility on everyone except for the op for Wiz. And the 4 AKs around that op. Wiz going to be peeking in towards mid, and, well, he just wants to make sure no one gets into lower for free, and he has done that, denying the presence for paiN. Flashbang is thrown in his direction, so now they could sneak in, but they're not going to. paiN do have control of long, and you have one player that's Hard Zhao quite up close and personal, as he should be with the MP9. It gives him the advantage. Class is going to get some space on him, on Cat for himself with that Molotov thrown. Let's see who gets the edge here. paiN, one player at mid. Chop's going to potentially go for the fight here. A flash was thrown, but Chop didn't peek in time to take advantage of it.
A lot of ground's been given over for Carpe Diem here, but they haven't actually found the contact yet. paiN Gaming been keeping them at bay, and they'll maintain long control if this is going to be in a hit, which could be vital into a retake. Play Molotov as well. 50 seconds on the clock. There's still plenty of time. This nade. Yeah, it's a good nade. Hex down to half. A little bit more damage done out. The chunky HE, and that smoke's well timed. They've been pacing this utility really well. Have paiN. Bit of a fake thrown in for the mid split, but that's not going to happen. It is A. It always was A, and they'll wait for the smoke fade, and now they go. They actually go ahead of it, and Walko, what a ripper of a shot. So paiN's kept them slow, but there's 20 seconds, and that's enough time for Carpe Diem planting this bomb, and indeed, they're going to get another kill before they do so.
What a great job by Carpe Diem to hide their presence on that A side as they went forward. Very calculated. No heads were showing. Biggs just flicking back and forth. It's like, someone's got to show their face soon. And then he sees 3 at the same time, so he can't pick a target. And he goes down. Really nice execute onto A, especially considering Carpe Diem were low HP from 2 nades that were thrown.
Well, unfortunately for paiN, the big issue here is, right, the 3-man save is a very normal call in this situation. The problem is, 2 of them are the SMGs. NEKiZ, nice kill. Money made here would be nice. Each kill could go a long way, and indeed it does. The wind's a little less effective, and now, okay, you funnel yourselves in. You drop both of those SMGs. So they won't have the issues of having SMGs saved through, but they also won't have 2 of those players to save through instead.
Yeah, I mean, they at least saved the A1S, which is, I think, is the important piece to come through, and it's going to be 4 A1Ss and the MP9 here for paiN versus Carpe Diem. We're going to walk back into it, 4 AKs and the op. Tied up again. It's been very back and forth, a close match. The thing is, and we talked about it during the break, Mike, Carpe Diem did have the edge in a lot of the rounds in that first half, but they just could not find a way to close them out. So this lead could be, it's not a lead now, but there could be a significant lead for Carpe Diem that they let slip through their fingers.
The reality is sometimes just being the more consistent team can get you through, and for paiN, they're perhaps hoping for that, right? If they stay middle of the pack and Carpe Diem are yo-yoing back and forth, that could work out pretty darn good for this Brazilian squad. They're not usually the team we expect to be more calm, cool, and collected, right? Usually they're a little bit hallmarked by their aggression, and that's not been the case so far. Carpe get catwalk, again, with very little investment. Mostly just utility that's been spent so far. No damage yet. Let's see where they want to go this time. Okay, this B split, this could be real, right? They've taken Cat to put the doubt in their mind, but they also seriously missed that first smoke. Here comes the second. Now they've got the curtain up and over. With his presence in mid, they found Big Uzera. There's the check. With only 1 player here, what's the read? 35 seconds. It does seem like they want to hit B. Without that mid presence, it's going to be a bit tricky.
They're not even going to try and take mid in this case? They have to, no?
CLASIA throws the fake. They're just going to come through. There's the Molotov down, though. Damage has been really good, and PKL and NEKiZ are going to be able to hold the line, so it's over. 20 seconds. They don't have enough clock, unless Hex kills everybody right now. He's found the first. He knows where the second is. Got him backed in.
No.
Pressure's coming through. He's got a teammate to control from mid. Hex has to go, and now he's down, and so they do not have time. CLASIA will get 1 final kill, but he's going to get clocked here, so he'll have to save.
I am so surprised that Carpe Diem don't at least try to send a player out mid, right? And instead go for 4 players into the tunnels. CLASIA eventually gets there, but it's too late, you know? And by that point, you already tried for your push into the site and lost 2 players. They needed more pressure on to get paiN-Gaming's focus off of the B site and the tunnels. Otherwise, well, the result is exactly as you saw. And paiN-Gaming are going to take the lead here and be the first team to hit double digits, making it 10-9. Over on Carpe Diem, they're going to force, well, not really force, they buy an AK and a scout into this round. Actually, excuse me, CLASIA saved the AK from the previous round, so it's just the scout that's purchased up here. Flashbang going to get thrown in towards mid, and it's good. Nithon's going to fall back, and so is PKL, but they do try to regain control of that mid area, and Carpe Diem don't really push the advantage because they couldn't. A good Molotov was thrown. Now they're going to come out.
It's been really interesting. I mean, those last 2 rounds sort of played out very similarly, right? Where paiN used really good util economy to prevent the hit from coming into the absolute last seconds of the round. The difference is, last time with 30 seconds left, 25 seconds, whatever it was, Carpe Diem were able to get the initial pick and roll onto site. This time, shut down towards B. So we've now seen 2 rounds play out in that fashion. It's definitely not something you want to be having happen every single time. And it's something that's been an issue for Carpe Diem before, right? They like to let that clock run. They don't like to go for some of the early hits, and it can come back to bite them. So something to keep an eye on for sure here, folks.
Yeah, of the rounds they lost against ATK back in that BO3 on T side, it was when they let the clock run down too much. That's when they got punished. Nade's going to be chonky here. You have to imagine it is. Walco down to 11. Wiz at half health, and Chop and CLASIA feel the burn. He's going to have mop-up duty here. Walco goes down. Chop gets sniped by Nithon, and Nithon actually gets tagged with the deagle. A bumper would be great here, but they can't find it. Bigu with the jumping headshot. Then he finds himself on CLASIA, leaving only Hex, who's also Bigu's victim. He's got the 4-piece on the round and gives paiN a 2-round lead.
Been a really nice game for Biguzera. 19 kills. He doesn't actually pace the board, but he does in terms of ADR. So NEKiZ has been yoinking some of those kills, perhaps. But it's a really nice showing for Biguzera. He's been stepping up. He was one of the first players to step up in that first half as well, when they're having a slower start. And then he's just kept up that form all the way through. I'm not hitting early on. Wiz tried to go for the fast peek here, John, and instead it seems like they might focus their efforts towards the B side of the map.
Well, this is more to the form that paiN-Gaming had in the regular season, where Bigu was one of their top players. Nithon was the top fragger, 275 frags, so Bigu's right behind him with 266, and the best kill death differential on the team at +7. He just disappeared throughout the plasma. CLASIA, oh my goodness! He gets 2 on paiN-NEKiZ, opens up the B site entirely with just a deagle, and now paiN, have they already called for the save? I think they have. Carpe Diem pick up a 10th out of nowhere.
There you go. That's the way it was supposed to work. Don't you know? Just kill everybody. I mean, you certainly can't go for the retake, right? And that is just the nature of Dust2. You lose that B site with 5 players alive on your opponent's side,
it's done.
It's over. You got to pull the ripcord. Not even the most aggressive teams really opt to go for that one very often. So, Carpe will find a 10th, will find double digits just when it seemed like paiN-Gaming might be putting a little daylight between the 2 teams. It drags back close. That's been the story of this game so far. Keeping 5 alive, Carpe Diem are now going to have resources to put a buy together whatever happens here. So once again, I think this one's going to be a brawl all the way through to round 30.
Yeah, there's really no doubt about it. Again, if we end up only seeing a 2-map series in this one, I will be shocked.
I mean, if Carpe take Dust2, sets them up very nicely going into Mirage, but that's certainly a long way off from it potentially happening. CLASIA trying to go for the fast play, having the spawn for it. Does he want to go back in? Let's go back in.
He does. He's so aggressive.
Got the angle. Got the angle. There's the jump. Not the shot connecting, though.
It's the type of player that Carpe Diem needs, that aggressive, individualistic type player who can go for peaks and get something great. Wow. Yeah, what? Just swings and gets Nithon with a headshot. What a shot it was. Chop gets the follow-up. Good thing thrown by PKL and Bigu with the better headshot from his A1S. PKL and Bigu holding the fort. PKL with 3, and now it's all up to CLASIA, who can pull these types of rounds off. He's very talented, and he does get the opener for himself. I think his position just too good. No, it isn't. CLASIA gets him, makes it a 1v1, 22 HP left. There was a great Molotov forcing PKL back. He's got him fading away. CLASIA, can he get the kill? Oh my goodness,
What is happening?
Opportunities.
What?
And he gets it.
How does that work?
PKL miss all those shots. CLASIA clutches the 1v3 and Carpe Diem tie it up. Mike, what did we just witness?
John, he had no health. How does he keep peeking? And how does it work? He just keeps peeking. Ego unchecked, and it works. PKL can't hit him. He's already got 3 kills in the round. He just can't hit one more bullet. That's madness. That is unreal for CLASIA. The confidence. He just stared down a train and said, no, you get out of the way.
Literally derailed a train there, did CLASIA. It's just unbelievable what he pulled off. I'm surprised PKL doesn't connect, though. I think he had plenty of opportunities.
Oh, yeah, he's going to feel bad about that one.
Yeah, they're probably talking it over right now, saying, what the heck just happened there? That killed our economy,
right?
too.
So unless the coach is chewing them out, no one else is going to chew him out. But that's just one of those moments where you're just quiet all through freeze time.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, you're like, all right, go next. It's all right. NT, bro, NT.
Wow.
Nah.
No?
There was a moment. There was a moment. When they all looked towards the dumpster guy and the 2 swung out towards the having it. NEKiZ trying to knife. I like that. I mean, he's like, you know what? We're not winning the round, so I might as well try and get $1,500 out of it. I appreciate that.
Oh, the swings we've seen in this match.
Yeah, my goodness. I mean, at least for paiN, right? Or for Carpe Diem, rather. This is paiN is feeling their pain from the first half, where there's situations that they really should have put away, 2v1s, that just somehow come back to bite them. Still amazed that CLASIA managed to convert that. But we had those moments as well for paiN in the first half. PKL had one. Yeah. I think it was Biguzera had the other. So maybe evening the scales here are Carpe Diem. And that evening is going to lead them up to 12.
It's a big round for paiN here, Mike. I mean, their economy is completely shot. Should they lose it, I mean, they'll be on an eco unless they decide to force up, which probably would be ill-advised, given that they're still not necessarily on the ropes. Hex is going to come through here. It's not yet a foregone conclusion that Carpe Diem will pull this off, of course. Heavy presence from paiN towards long, in fact. 3 players diverting their attention in that direction. Now only 2, but they're peeking up close and personal. And if Carpe Diem come through here, it'll be a very tough take indeed. But it looks like Cat will be the favorite positioning here for Carpe Diem. 3 players going up there. In fact, 4. Only 1 at long, and it's CLASIA. I think CLASIA is just going to hang around and see what happens with this take and then pop out and hope for a surprise advantage.
That nade chunky, but Biguzera eats the flash full on. Nython. There for the trade, though. Out of play. Are they going to get past the offer? With a flash, of course. And it's very effective. So this bomb is going down. That can't be denied. Unless they overextend. They won't. Okay. Still having cat control. That's all they need to play from. But it is going to be a 4-on-4 retake. And the critical piece here is going to be, what does CLASIA do?
Yes.
Out towards long. Outside the long house, John. This could get weird.
Yeah, I love that he's waiting for the right opportunity because he knows paiN's going to have to go for the retake eventually. He wants to catch them looking the wrong way, and he is coming, and both paiN players are in fact looking the wrong way. They don't expect him to have waited that long. CLASIA just needs to hightail it out of here and deny the retake. NEKiZ gets one, Wild goes down. It's going to get dangerous here for Carpe Diem, and now CLASIA gets spotted out after getting a crash. The thing is, time is running out. They have to defuse soon. I don't think they'll be able to get it. They don't. They had 3 players alive, but they couldn't get the bomb because of how CLASIA played that. Carpe Diem on to 13.
Now, I will say for paiN, keeping 3 alive there means that it's not the worst situation in the world, but they did run out of the clock, and they're running out of opportunities here as well. Carpe Diem just need 3 more rounds to close things out, and they've now got a bevy of cash, so they're happy to lose those lives if it means that they guarantee the bomb going off. Oh, this is a critical round. This could be the last stand for paiN, realistically. Certainly the last good chance they got. Nython's not going to be able to come along for the ride. He got the tag, but he's been deleted. CLASIA's is a bit more lethal.
I just want to point out, Mike, CLASIA appears to be the primary op right now on their T side.
No, he's been giving it back to Wiz. He's just had to spawn in towards long, and now he's low, so he'll keep it.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. But still, like, they are trusting CLASIA with the op, as they should. He's a solid secondary opper, right?
Mm. And I mean, in this game, he's the hot hand, right? So
Right.
if he wants the op, if he wants to go for the peak, if he feels it off the spawn, you let him do whatever he wants right now.
Indeed.
Wiz is like, yeah, I'll
111.
hold the bomb. That's okay. I can do that.
I'll keep it on my back. Not that Wiz has been ineffective these playoffs, far from it. It's just that
No.
he hasn't necessarily been the player that they've relied upon to make the big plays.
This hasn't been his map either.
Yeah.
He's once again sort of chilling out and letting his teammates have the flashier play, shall we say.
Yeah.
Ooh, timing on this. It's a flashbang. I thought it was an HE for a second. Got really excited. No, it's a flash. Less exciting. NEKiZ going to throw it. Try and give himself cover. He's got a flash himself. And, well, one and done isn't quite good enough there. There's a player close at hand, but if PKL backs away here, that bomb goes down. It's going to be a tough decision to make for paiN, and they've just lost another player. They got to try and fail. There's still a player in mid. I don't even know if PKL is going to be able to get away, but I said before, the money's going to be devastated after this one if they lose everybody. PKL's able to get past the doors. So if they can keep these two, that's at least something to fight with, but it's going to be Carpe Diem on to 14. And reminder, folks, this is paiN's map pick.
Malko's going to chase here. He does go down, but Hard's out, taking so much damage just to stay alive. Carpe Diem have the money. They can chase here.
They're not close enough.
They really should. I mean, maybe you'll have Wiz come around in time, but he's stalled out now on elbow.
Yeah, they're not close enough. They're not close enough to get these guns out, so at least there's going to be something here to build around for paiN. But my goodness, this is such a tough situation for the Brazilian squad to be in. They haven't been able to really sustain a lead at any point. Their largest lead was 2 rounds. 2 rounds at the beginning of this half. And they haven't won a round since. It was 11-9.
Yep. That's right. 5-0 run for Carpe Diem now. Timeout going to be called, I'm assuming, by paiN, because things are kind of dire for them. They will still be able to salvage a buy out of this one thanks to the 2 rifles that were saved from that previous round. So it'll be 4 M&Ss and an op. It's not the worst situation, certainly far from it. But they are down 3 rounds. As you mentioned, those 5-round losses in a row are hurting. What will Carpe Diem pull off in this round? CLASIA, again, has been the most important piece for them at 24 and 13.
Are we just showing third person here?
I guess so.
What's going on? There we go. All right. Okay.
They got B.
Okay, we're back into it. And meanwhile, B's been lost. It's a one-man exchange, but they've lost the site. So, that's...
Are they going to say? I mean, no, you have to try.
They probably should. If you're playing the percentage game, maybe. Yeah. All right, who wants to be first? Who wants to be first with these 2 choke points without tunnels control?
Hot potato.
Who wants to be first? Who wants to go for it? They've got util to make it happen. That Molly burns Biguzera down low. He can't die. He's the one with the nades. Biguzera cannot die for them here. And he's the tip of the spear. Why is he going in? First, okay. All right, here it goes. Now they're using the util. First player's been deleted. Here comes the second. They're running out of time. They're running out of clock. They're only going to have Nithon, and Nithon's just trying to flee. This is a catastrophe. This is disaster, and they are going to chase. There's no way Nithon's getting away with this. He's getting first, but they're on the prowl, and Walco will Glock him on down. Map point has been found here by Carpe Diem. paiN Gaming.
Mike.
Oof.
They looked lost. They looked lost. They're like, who's going to go? Like you were saying, it's just hot potato. Who's going to go first? Who's going to the site? Back and forth, back and forth. Are we saving? Are we going? Are we saving? Are we going? And eventually they end up going with so little time left that they have no mistakes that they can make, and Carpe Diem cleans their clocks. Only Nithon gets a frag, and he was the last one alive in a 1v4. So, alrighty. Carpe Diem, 15-11. They've got 4 opportunities to pull this one off, and paiN Gaming did have the full loss bonus, Mike, so it's not going to be too bad of a buy, but it would have been much better if they kept at least 2 players alive out of that previous round. Instead, they have to settle for a couple of Famasas, and you're going to see Hardzow playing up close and personal towards these long doors. Biggie goes for the spam, and he actually connects for a little bit of damage on CLASIA, but nothing that's going to give Carpe Diem too much to worry about. And it looks like Chop still wants to peek out there. Once the smoke fades, you have to imagine that Carpe Diem are going to look to gain some space. It depends on where the hit's going to go, right? And you're seeing towards long a potentially dangerous engagement unfolding between Hex and Hardzow.
Going to catch the first because they're coming into support, but they might try and do the same thing they did previously where they held CLASIA in this position for most of the round, right? There's no need to make a move if this catwalk take is successful, so a lot's going to come down to Knife on, and this time he doesn't have his trademark AWP. But there's options even for Carpe Diem with Chop position in towards mid. No, they are going to go towards the site. They are going to go towards the hit, and they drop a player down. CLASIA's got all this. There's no one fighting him, and there he goes. He gets the first pick. He's even going to battle out towards long, because of course he is. It's CLASIA. But they've left Hex boosted up. Hards out. Oh, gives himself up into it. They were waiting. He's like, surely no one's here at this point. But indeed they are. paiN-NEKiZ putting in some work, but it's all on a Bigu to try and keep them alive in this map. He's got to go. He's got to go now. And he needs to find 2 more targets, racing his way on in. Jumping through the smoke. That's bold. And it catches one off guard. Time is ticking low. Walko now, and Walko holds the line. A team ace for Carpe Diem as they seal the deal on the map here, John.
Just unbelievable work there by Carpe Diem. 1v3, right? That's pulled off by CLASIA. That's the turning point. There's no question.